Today, fat transfer. How to avoid tummy tuck. Man, who doesn't want to avoid a tummy tuck? See these pictures behind me? None of them are tummy tucks. No cutting of the skin, no big scar. All of this is done with liposuction only under local anesthesia while you're awake. It's the safest, most cost-effective way of doing the procedure. And getting your confidence back is really what this is all about. Many of us have lived in a way that got into us to a situation where we're not happy with the situation, whether that's your belly's big, your arms are big, you got double chin, and you look and feel a certain way, and when it's time to change, it's time to change. And what I'm here for is when you've reached that point, when you reach that point, you're like, enough is enough. I'm done with living this way. I'm done with being insecure. I'm done with hiding. That's a big thing. People hide, and they hide from everything in life, and it's a shame, because that's not living. When you're ready to start living your life and doing the things that are necessary to live your best life, that's when I want to talk to you. That's when it's time to give me a call and get started on this process here. No tummy tuck, that's right. And this is the front view from the first picture that we showed here. But you can see how that hanging belly, that fold over, and many of you may have been, if you've been looking into possibly getting something treated, you may have been told that you have to get a tummy tuck, and that's the myth. That's the lie. You don't have to get a tummy tuck. You can choose to get a tummy tuck if you want. Now, obviously, when you choose to get a tummy tuck, it comes with consequences, and the consequences are such that the recovery is more difficult. They're literally cutting your skin, and they're cutting your body in half, right? They cut right from hip to hip. You got a scar all the way across there, and when you go to stand up straight, imagine what happens. Oh, your skin stretches, and that scar, it stretches too, and that's usually why it turns out so bad in the long run with the scars with the tummy tuck. And most women resort to getting tattoos to cover up, but I do one better. Avoid the scar altogether. That's the ideal way to do this. They say that intelligent people solve problems, but the geniuses, they prevent them. So if you can prevent the problem before it happens, that's what you want to do. Okay, what is done to tighten the skin, the loose skin? So Maria Rodriguez, this is a special technique that I developed over the past 17 years doing liposuction. I figured out a way to help larger individuals, because what happened was a lot of these people were being turned away from plastic surgeons. I said, if your BMI was over 32, we're not going to help you at all. So a lot of my patients, I said, hey, well, come on in. This is what I do. I suck fat for a living, and I can help you out. So a lot of people came into me with these hanging bellies, these big folds, and they didn't want to do a tummy tuck. They wanted to avoid it. So my competitive nature, mindset, to where I come from, is like, I want to be the best. I want to have the best result always. And so I would not settle for mediocre. And when I was getting mediocre results early on, I was like, I got to do better. And the patients were demanding better, but more importantly, I was demanding better of myself. So I developed this technique to take out the fat. And here's the deal, here's the catch. You have to be super ultra aggressive and take out the fat in a way that it's nice and smooth. You got a smooth layer, it's about this thick. Smooth layer right underneath the skin. And if you do that, that'll maintain the integrity of the skin and keep it smooth. But at the same time, it allows it to contract. It's a weird thing, is our skin, and I'm not sure how this works with physics, but when we remove the fat in a certain way, there's a certain point. When it gets to a certain point, all of a sudden, it's like it releases the tension that's holding the skin out, and everything's allowed to contract back. And it literally happens right in front of you. You can see by this picture here, you can see how the skin tone is a little bit darker in the after photo. Well, what happens early on with these people is that the skin contracts back so much that the pigmentation of the skin, those little tiny pigments, the melanocytes, they come closer together. And when they come closer together, it'll appear darker. Now, from my understanding, this lasts for about a couple months after the procedure. Then your skin tone will go back to the regular tone. But it's pretty amazing what happens, and this is a visual representation of how well things contract back. and you can imagine this like a balloon, right? When you blow up a balloon, if you had a blue balloon, it's really dark when there's no air in it, but when you blow it up and you expand it out, it becomes a lighter color. The same thing happens with our skin. As you're all blown up and you're full, your skin's tight and it's stretched out, and the color is what it is. Now, when we remove the volume, the fat, and things contract back and get tighter, the pigmentation gets closer together, but the skin contracts back. Everything gets smaller. Everything gets more compact. Now, the question is what happens to the skin? Like if you had stretch marks, you had loose skin, you had hanging stuff right there. So, many of the people that have these hanging bellies, they already have these issues, right? There's stretch marks, there's loose skin, and in most cases, they're like the thought process is I have to get it cut away. And unfortunately, what happens is people cut away half of the problem, and now you got a huge scar, and you still got the stretch marks. And maybe that's okay for you if that's what you want, but you really didn't solve any problem. You just you cut away some of the skin. You traded the skin for a scar. It doesn't sound like a very good trade-off to me. Vitality says, wow, these results are amazing. Maria says, I'm ready to do it. My question is, how many days for me to go back to work? So we kept statistics on this. We asked our patients how many days, and about 82% of them reported that they were able to get back to sedentary type job within 3 to 5 days. Now everybody's different, right? And the word sedentary means different things to different people, but here's the thing. These procedures are not debilitating, meaning it's not gonna stop you from doing things, but what it does instead is that it slows you down. You're gonna be swollen, you're gonna be sore, you're achy. So a lot of people describe it like it's a really tough workout. What's up, Vicky Duffer? Vicky just had a previous patient, who was a previous patient of ours, and I know you had some pictures. So I don't know if we can get. Do we have her pictures yet? We pulled them off the.
We can pull them off.
No. See if not this time, we'll get them next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Luna, you're asking prices. So any of your pricing questions, we made this so easy for you guys. So easy. We created this quick quote system where the quick quote is on our website. It's on our profile. It's up in the post on Facebook. It's a link. Just click the button. Once you get into the quick quote, you answer a few questions. Now the cool thing about the quick quote is there's lots of information there as well. So I put all the frequently asked questions. I put them in writing, and I also did videos for them. So however you want to consume your content, the information's there. And then the quick quote itself, it has baked into it our safety protocol. So you'll notice that there's certain recommendations that are different. It's totally different for each individual, and it's based off of your BMI. Now, we don't limit based off of the BMI, rather we include you. So if your BMI is a certain level, we include you in a category, and that category is the pricing as well as it's a safety protocol. So go check out our quick quote. Sharon says, I would like to get a tummy tuck, but should I get liposuction instead? Sharon, you're gonna have to talk to our patients. The cool thing is I made it really easy for you. We created this private Facebook group, and you can find it on our link tree. All of the links and the things that I'm talking about, whether it's the quick quote, whether it's scheduling your consultation, our private Facebook group. So our private Facebook group is where a lot of our previous patients are sharing their stories and talking about their experience with MyShape Lipo and me. So it's almost as if you have a friend or family member who's had the procedure, and you can connect with them. You can message them, and there's lots of people, so you can see. The hope is that you'll find somebody that's like you, whatever it is. Now, you're saying you want a tummy tuck. That's like 95% of my patients. 95% of them are trying to avoid a tummy tuck, and they do. So if you want to, you can. However, the trade-off is different. Remember what I said, that there's a trade-off when you get a tummy tuck, you're trading a little bit of skin for a big scar. The liposuction is a little bit different, right? We're trading off. So we're taking out a bunch of fat, and the skin contracts back, but exactly what does it do? That's the kind of the trade-off, right? So you can see she had loose skin, she had hanging skin, she had stretch marks. It tightens up. Now, is it perfect? No. Does she still have stretch marks? Yes, she does. But it looks way better. Way better. So we're trying to improve and get better, but there's no perfection. So if you're okay with a massive improvement and a lot better than you were before, then that's good. If you have some unrealistic expectations in this, you're probably not going to be happy with this, or anything for that matter. Becky said, I had my procedure on Tuesday and I went and did payroll that Friday. Nice. See, I mean, you can go back to things pretty quick. Luna asked, where are you located? We're in Vegas, a short flight from anywhere. About 85-90% of our patients are actually flying in from out of state. I think that says a lot for us. The fact that people are coming from all over the place. And it's because we specialize specifically in liposuction. This is all I do is liposuction all day. And I'm not, and believe me, I'm not splitting up my time with doing other procedures. I'm not splitting up my time with seeing patients in the office. I do liposuction. That's it. And so I do my consultations on the phone. Patients are coming to their office, so people say, well, how long does it take to get in? We get it do quick because all we do is liposuction. That's it. I don't have, most plastic surgeons like I do liposuction once a month, right? Or I do boob jobs once a month, and I do tummy tucks, and then they're like, okay, well, I'm in the office on these days, and I do procedures on these days, and so then when you ask them how long does it take to get in, you're like 6 months. You're like, what? Well, that's because they're doing procedures once a week, right? So it's not like they're doing a lot of stuff. They just they make you wait. And I know nobody wants to wait. Once you know that you want to change, you want it quickly. And so we try to accommodate. Okay, Luna says, you're right. I did bariatric. My experience is that I was doing okay, but I went back to my weight. I'm very stressed with that. It's super important that you maintain, right? It's not worth doing any of these procedures if you're not going to change. If you're not ready to change your lifestyle, you're not ready to transform your life, then don't even bother with this stuff. Here's the thing. You're gonna keep banging your head against the wall until you realize that I'm tired of getting cuts. Okay, and this is the way this stuff works. You're gonna go lose weight, and it was hard, right? Then you're gonna go back and be like, oh, I forgot what it was like, living the lifestyle of the diet. So I'm gonna go back to my old style, and then you just gain weight, and so you get these yo-yos, up and down, up and down, up and down. Most people do that their entire life. Okay, most people do that their entire life. You're smarter than that. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna change your lifestyle because you can't expect different results doing the same stuff. If you're eating the same food, you're doing the same lack of activity, you're not drinking enough water, you're not working out, you're not doing the things that are necessary to live the lifestyle of a person that is lean in the way that you want to be, but you think that you're going to pay for it. And that's bullshit. It's a total cop-out. It's never going to work. And I'm sorry if I'm the one that's breaking this to you. It's not going to work. That's why I keep telling people, when you're ready to change your lifestyle, when you're sick and tired of the bullshit, you're so sick of looking this way, feeling this way, having this hanging belly, this fullness that you can't lean forward and touch your toes, you're out of breath going up and down stairs. When you're so sick and tired of the crap, that's when it's time to change. Because that's where the motivation is. And so when you come to me, I take you and I throw you forward into your life because I can help you change way faster than you could do by yourself. Many of you have tried diet, you tried like these little things, right? You tried little things and you get little results. But when you come in for liposuction, it's a huge, big, dramatic change and it gets exciting. Imagine this. This lady, she was asked all the time, hey, are you pregnant? How far? Oh, congratulations. How far along are you? Oh my gosh. Could you imagine how embarrassing that would be not being pregnant? Especially when she was older. I think she's like 46, 47, she's not like prime, being pregnant age. So people are asking her, so embarrassed, okay? But then to come out with a banging body like this, it totally changes the way that you think. You can't still think of yourself as this pregnant lady when now you have this banging body it's like you gotta start thinking like a stripper, right? I joke, right? But you gotta start thinking like a lady that deserves to have this body. Because if you don't deserve it, what happens? You revert right back to the old person. And most people do this. This is what I saw early on in my career, is that they get these results and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna go celebrate. Oh, now I can eat the crap food and not have the consequences. No, that doesn't happen. It takes about 1.5 years to 2 years. If you don't eat right, 1.5 years, 2 years, you're gonna be right back on my table, paying a second time, the same thing. And I saw it happen too many times. And that's when I was like, that's wrong. We gotta stop that. I have to start encouraging people to live a healthier lifestyle because it's not in your best interest to pay whatever thousands of dollars it is to get these procedures and then go and turn right back into that person again. Now, Maybe that makes sense somehow in your brain, but it doesn't make sense in mine. Okay, when you get these procedures, it should be once. That's it. Okay, I get out enough fat so where you should never have to get the procedures again. Now, if you don't change your lifestyle, all bets are off. It's on you. You know, you got to take care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. Chappie says, how much is the cost? We have our link tree. You can find it in our profile. There's a link tree and you can get to the quick quote. It's also on our website, myshapelipo.com. You can find the information there. Sharon McGee says, I would like to be one of your candidates. Oh, of course. Hey, if you have fat and you're healthy and you don't want the fat anymore, you're a candidate. And I'll tell you what, people that are 100 pounds and they have a little pudge that they don't like, they hate that shit just as much as the 300-pound people. Just as much. It's crazy how this stuff works. But I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. And I know that some of you smaller girls, you're shaking your head like, yep. Because it's true. It's true. It doesn't matter how big you are. Your distaste or hate for the way you look is just as bad. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. So that's why, you know, people can come in and just take a little bit off the sides there, and we create this hourglass figure. And to them, it's a world of a change. Now, the problem is that if you don't change your psychology, you don't change the way that you think about yourself, and you still see yourself as the other person, then that's when it doesn't really matter what you do. That's where we start venturing into this, we call it body dysmorphia. This is the medical term, right? So and what that means is like you see yourself as a different image, not as other people see you. You see yourself in a different light, and it doesn't matter if I tell you, hey, you look great. You're like, no, I don't, right? And you can't take a compliment. And it doesn't matter who tells you how amazing you look, how great you look. It doesn't matter what we do for you. You still will see yourself in the same respect. That you still see yourself as this, like, you know, whatever you call yourself, like a chubby chick or a thick girl or you know, big girl or whatever it is. Because these are the language that individuals use to describe themselves. And I'll tell you this: if you speak of yourself negatively, everyone's going to believe you, because who else would know better than you, right? If you're telling me, you know, I'm fat, I'm never going to get, you know, thin again, I'm never going to be able to do this. If you're telling me, then you're probably right. You know, Henry Ford said, you know, if you think you can do it or you think you can't do it, you're absolutely right. That's genius right there. It's all the way that you think about this stuff. If you think that you can achieve this stuff, then you're right. If you think you can't achieve it, then you're right. So why don't you start having a positive mindset, a positive outlook, and start seeing yourself positive? Because if you only see yourself positive, eventually you become whatever you focus on. And if you focus on the negative stuff, that's all you're gonna see, and you're just gonna recycle and continue to become the same thing that you don't like. How soon can we book the procedure? I mean, you can literally call our office right now and book the procedure. Vicky says, my mom pooch is gone. My biggest insecurity, I can bend over without my belly hanging down. It's funny. And Vicky, you weren't that big, right? You weren't that big, but you had this like fullness in the midsection, which kind of made you square. You had that you call it your mom pooch. You know, girls have this thing. This is the language, okay? When you speak about yourself with certain language, everybody else is going to say the same thing. Because why wouldn't they? If you're speaking about yourself negatively, then I'll speak about you negatively too, because you must be negative. If you're speaking about it, you must be, right? Who am I to say you're not? So tell me that you're positive. Tell me that you're amazing, and I'll believe you. I'll believe whatever you tell me. If you tell me you're amazing, you tell me that you're confident, I'm going to believe you, because I have nothing else to go on. But at the same light, if you tell me you're insecure, you tell me you don't like yourself, you tell me you're not good at something, I'm going to believe that too. You got to start using this. Look, they say that we only use, a small percentage of our brain, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But you got to start using this. You got to start thinking a little bit about what's going on in your life, and perceptions are reality. Perceptions are reality. This is something I struggle with all the time. Perceptions are reality. See, I have this. My one of my struggles is I tell the truth. I just tell you how it is, and because of that I have, uh, I guess, less sensitivity. I guess people would say that less sensitivity. With that said, some people may perceive me as different, right? They may perceive things as like maybe I'm a jerk or I'm I'm mean or whatever the case. Like that's my thing, and I know that's an issue, so I work on it. I try to when I'm thinking, but all of us we slip right back into this unconscious state, right? And so I know it's my unconscious state where I just I verbally vomit. I say things that I don't necessarily mean or that should have been said in a better way. We all do these things. It's it is what it is. So it's about working on it. It's about improving it. That the languages that you speak and the words that you use to describe yourself, it's super important. And if now that I'm saying it, what I want you to do and the rest of your days is to just become conscious and aware of the words that you're using to describe yourself. Just think about it. And the next live, come back and tell me. Because this is it's the same stuff. It's the same things, that people go and they make the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Okay, is there a waiting list to get in? And also, what medical records are required? So there's not a wait list to get in. I mean, you can't just get in tomorrow, but we can get you in usually within a month or so. And like I was saying earlier, all we do is liposuction. So it's not like I'm doing liposuction one day and seeing patients in the office and then follow-up visits and so we're only doing procedures. We're doing procedures, all day. That's all we do. So we're going to get you in quick. And as far as medical records, we don't require medical records. We're going to require you to tell us what your medical history is. So we have our, you fill out our paperwork. Now, if you have a problem that requires us to get medical records, then obviously we're going to get that. But if there's no issues, no problems, then we don't need it. We do require lab work on all of our patients, and the lab works just to ensure that we're not missing anything. This is one of my favorite results. Now, this was only treatment of the front of the abdomen, but look at how advanced this issue is. And you might say, how does that happen, right? And I've been watching women and studying the body, the human body, and what it does and how these things occur. And so what I found, this is what I've learned over the years. These things occur when people wear their pants too tight. Usually what happens is she got big when she was younger, so let's say 2 decades ago. And she got that mom pouch, as Vicky likes to call it. She got that mom pouch. So what does she do? First thing that women do, right? Cover up and hide. So she pulls her pants up. She covers and she hides. And she wears her pants above that little pouch down there. Now, fast forward a decade, and she got bigger. But she didn't want people to know that. So what did she do? She wore tighter pants. She wore her belt, cinched it, pulled it down. Some girls will wear the Spanx and things like that. Some girls, they pull it tight, suck it in, right? Some of these girls are like, I don't remember the last time I wasn't sucking in my belly. Okay, this is what girls do. They wear their pants super tight, so tight that it indents, it pushes into the skin, and it causes that fold over. So on her, it caused a fold literally all the way around her entire waistline. Now, a lot of girls will get it just in the front, and it'll end right here. You do it long enough, it gets advanced, and it goes all the way around. So this is so common. And if you maybe your early stages, because a lot of girls are early stages, or maybe they didn't pull the pants tight enough to cause this, but sometimes you'll see it early on where you see some type of, you got a little swoop there. Okay, this is something that can be solved with liposuction. Okay, most people don't think it's possible. It is. And how do I do it? This is a technique that I developed. And what happens is when you have that indentation, the body creates connective tissue. The connective tissue works as a memory. Okay, your body remembers. Tomorrow, You're like, why is that still there? It's because your body remembers. How does it remember? It remembers through connective tissue. Most people think our memory is all in the brain here. That's not the case. Okay, the cells have memories too. Our cells, our skin has memory. Okay, it's not the same as what you might think. You're not thinking with the fat. You're not thinking with that there, but it remembers, and it remembers because of the connective tissue. The connective tissue is there. So what I do is I go and I like to call myself the eraser. I literally erase. I erase all that connective tissue that's causing that indentation, that connective tissue that's folding right there. I break it all up and I erase it. And when I erase it, now the skin lays flat. And then in the recovery process, the skin's flat, tightens up, and now you have the ability to. This is where the magic happens with this, and this is why the folds go away. Is your body's naturally going to form scar tissue, and the scar tissue is going to stick the skin down like glue. That's the good thing, and the bad thing, because good thing is that if you keep the skin in a good position, no folds, and nice and smooth and even, looks awesome, right? Now, what happens if you cause a fold, or you cause an irregularity, or like this, you dig in and you cause an indentation? Well, the body's going to form scar tissue in that position, and then the memory's there, and it's right back where it started. Now, sometimes it's hard to break these things up, and the memory doesn't go away completely, and so you have some little remembrance of this little fold there. It is what it is. Sometimes people have these really deep folds down at the bottom, or there's a lot of scar tissue from C-section scar. So I do the best that I can do, and we're going to make it way better. It's never perfect, okay, but it's way better. Okay, so your expectations have to be such that it's going to be way better, but not perfect. It's never perfect. Okay? You'll look at some of these pictures and be like, well, that's perfect. That's up for debate. It's never perfect. Okay, Y Flores, you can schedule pretty quickly. So, you got to go, this is one step at a time. First thing, you get your pricing through the quick quote. Second thing, once you get the pricing, the price is awesome, because it is. The next step is getting the formal consultation. Now, the formal consultation you pay for, you send in pictures, you speak with me directly, we discuss, evaluate, and come up with a plan. And then once the plan's in play, you agree with everything, we're good to move forward. The next step is placing your deposit, 25% deposit, and that'll lock in your time and date on the calendar. Then you can go ahead and move forward with your travel plans. What's up, Stacy? Stacy's one of our previous patients. It's cool. We have a lot of our previous patients will jump in here on these lives. I think it's it's definitely says a lot about us that they like me still, right? This is Stacy back here. You get results, and so when you get results, then people come back, and especially when they're happy, that's a good thing, right? There's a lot of times that patients just don't go back. In fact, I get a lot of patients that get procedures elsewhere, then they come to me for their second procedure because they just weren't happy. Now, many of them don't say anything; they just go. Okay. Chepi Molina no habla español, solamente un poquito, pero por favor llamar mi oficina, se llama español. Si una persona se llama español. What's up, Ira Val? Another patient of mine. Ira, maybe you can direct Mrs. Chepi Molina, por favor. So we do have people at our office that speak Spanish. So if you prefer Spanish, we do have a Spanish speaker at the office. And like I said, I speak un poquito, but fat sucking's, it doesn't matter what language you speak. Your fat is fat. Fat doesn't have a language, it doesn't have a race, it doesn't have a color. We're all the same on the inside. Fat is fat. So if you're a man, you're a woman, you're a transitioning, you're a LGBTQTL whatever stuff, we don't discriminate against anybody. You're big, you're small, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much, Ira. So this is for larger individuals, this is for smaller individuals. Now, the expectations are different. And it's the larger individuals. Look, see how the fold she had at the bottom there, how you can see it through the clothes. That's what we're trying to get rid of. Okay, this is what she's covering up. This is what she doesn't like. This is what causes physical issues, meaning like the belly pulls forward, it hurts the back. The belly has that fold there. That fold is difficult to clean. It's difficult to manage. She get infections and rashes. That belly hangs there, right? It's hard to maneuver and do the things you need to do with your stuff downstairs. So these are real problems that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about it, but they're real problems. And that's what liposuction is solving. That's what we are solving here. And you can get the results, but here's the thing is nobody's telling you about this stuff. So once you learn it, it's like, what are you going to do with the information, right? You got to help your friends and family that don't know, right? If you're just learning today that you can get rid of this fold, this hanging belly without a tummy tuck, that's brilliant. It's awesome information. Share that with your family. Because if you had the problem, it's likely you're going to have a friend or a family member that has a problem too. So let's share. Let's help. We can look, I'm here to change people's lives when they're ready. If you're not ready, it's not time yet. People that aren't ready, they complain about all kinds of crap. Okay, when you're ready to change your life, you're like, I'll do whatever the fuck you say, right? And when you like that, boom, that's when we can transform everything. But you got to follow. You got to follow we created this path that you just got to follow along. And if you do it, you'll get awesome results. And we're not talking like before and after. I'm saying like the rest of your life. Your after results is the rest of your life, and this constant improvement afterwards. This is just the start. We get you feeling better about yourself. We get that belly off you. We increase your confidence. Once that happens, it motivates you. When it motivates you, you keep going. It's not just one level up. There's one level, then you go to the next level, and then the next level, and the next level, the next level. Look, here, you know what the top level is? You start looking at people like Jeff Bezos, the owner, the CEO of Amazon, one of the richest men in the world. Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world. That's high level. I'm not even close to that, right? So there's always a next level for you. There's always an improvement. There's always, how can I be better? And if your thought is, how can I be better? You're going to get better. You got to ask yourself the right questions, right? Angie says, do I get a discount recruiting? Yeah, you start sending business to me. I'm like a referral source. We can compensate you for that. But it doesn't mean shit when you're just talking about it, right? People take action. Those are the people that I want to talk to. I have people that tell me this stuff all the time, Angie, that, I'm going to refer you business, and they don't, you never hear anything. So if you want to talk like that stuff, then, make it happen, connect with me. In fact, come in with a patient, bring a friend with you, bring 2 friends with you when you come to get your procedure. Then we'll start talking, then the stuff makes sense. I like that you're straight up. Some people like that, right? Some people like that. I know I offend some people, so I'm sorry if I offend you people. Okay, because I have 189 pounds, I 55, and the doctor in Mexicali, he told me you need the first band, the gastric band. Yeah, so that's his opinion. He doesn't know what I do. So, this is my opinion. I take out lots of fat out of big bellies, and you don't need to get that procedure, especially at 189 pounds. That's not that heavy. Sheppy, hope you understand that. Angie says, awesome, I have one person online right now. Nice. Yeah, no, we have a referral program for our but it's really easy to refer people once you've had the procedure, because you just show the people the results, and it's like you're my walking billboard, and you don't have to say a word. They can see it already. They can see it on your face how happy you are, and it's super easy. And so if you have a source, meaning like maybe you have a business, or maybe you're an influencer, or whatever the case, maybe you have lots of friends or lots of family, then we can definitely work with you, and we definitely work with influencers, and I'm happy to. I like business, right? I like to help more people. So if you can help me help more people, then I'll help you. Yeah, Chippy, like the 189 is not heavy. You certainly, absolutely do not need a gastric band. So please, I hope I save you. I hope you don't have to, don't decide to do that. You definitely don't need to do that. Vicky says, my husband thought it was so funny when I told him you were singing the songs on the radio during the procedure. Hey, it's like when Biggie comes on, it's a good song. It's like it's old school. It's the stuff that I grew up to. So, here's the thing. When I start doing liposuction, it's like I become unconscious. I go into my zone, and when I can stop thinking and I just do, that's when the magic stuff happens. That's when it's like when I'm done, I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I just did that. And it's almost like I said, it's almost like it's unconscious. And if I can get into this unconscious state. A lot of athletes call it the zone, where I'm doing what I know how to do, and I don't have to think about it because I've already done it thousands of times. My body, my mind, my hands, my muscle memory, everything it already knows how to do it. And when I can do that, it's like my conscious mind can go off, and I can pretend, like sing a song and do stuff in the background of my conscious mind while my unconscious mind is doing the work. And a lot of people don't really understand that, and it's hard for me to describe. It's hard for me to put it into words. I'm trying to find words for it, but it's something that I've developed over the years. And I know as an athlete, I've been able to find this zone that I speak of. I've been able to find it in multiple sports. I've done it in soccer, and then when I play other sports as well. I think it's something mentally I can get into this like path, this way where it's I don't know, it's hard to say, but like I said, I think it's something this unconscious level of the brain patterns that we get into, that the patterns are already there. And this is where I think that when I speak about what do they call it, habits. So like when you create a habit, you're essentially, what you're doing is you're creating mental pathways, and the mental pathways are, every time you do it, you create a mental pathway. So like a neural connection, and then when you do it repetition over and over and over, it's like another neural connection, and all of a sudden that neural connection becomes like a rope. It's real thick, and when it becomes real thick like that, that habit will stick, and it's really easy to continue doing this habit because your brain has already created the pathways, already created the connections. And the same thing is what I've done with liposuction. Is I've done this so many freaking times, like thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And not only that, I've had the same problems over and over and over and over, and I solve them every time. And now I don't even have to think about solving them. I already know the answers, right? So it's like when you first started out in math, and you're like, what's 7 times 6? And at first, I'm saying 7 times 6 because I have a little 12-year-old son, and he's doing his math now, and that's a struggle for him because 42, right? But it's not a normal. It's not like 5 times 5. It's not normal, so it was hard for him. But then we did it over and over and over and over, and next thing you know, he gets it, and then he never forgets it, and that's the neural pathway. That's the habit, right? You can do this too, and this is, like I speak about this is your habits. And I've been thinking about this recently that I've been doing that I wanted to share. I call it habit stacking. And so what it means by habit stacking is you take a habit that you already have in place, and then you stack on other positive habits. So for example, when you brush your teeth, okay, brushing your teeth, everybody will do this, right? And you have a habit. Every morning I wake up, I brush my teeth, and do my thing. Okay, now let's stack. Let's stack on other positive habits to make that one habit way better. Okay, right? So brushing your teeth is okay. You're polishing the teeth, right? But how can we make it better? There's a water pick. Okay, water pick gets into the gums, and it gets all that crap out of there in the gums. Way better, way better. Okay. What's next? What else can make it better? You can use floss. Now, floss with the string, I don't like that. It's not for me personally. I don't like it. I like the Listerine little, like this. It's like a little C shape, and you can easily floss your teeth. Super easy. It's another habit. You just stack it on. Now we have brushing your teeth, we have water pick, and we have and flossing. Right? What else can you do that would make it even better? Okay, mouthwash. Mouthwash, these are all doing different things, making your mouth way cleaner. Okay. Now, what's the benefit of this habit? Try it for 90 days. Try it for a year. See what happens. Okay. These things, I'm telling you, like, we already know they're good for you. We already know. So you don't have to guess. We already know. Just do it and see how it affects you. And then that's when you become a believer. When you start doing these things and you make it a habit, and then the habit sticks, and then you see the results a year down the road, and you're like, this is amazing. Okay. What other habit stacks do I like to do? Shower is another thing. We all do the shower, right? So you can stack things on. There's different things that you can do while you're in the shower, and I know you probably already have other things that you do, but you can stack on different habits that would make your body better, make it better for you, right? One of the things I do is on my habit stacks in the showers, I do the dry brushing. Dry brushing is meant to stimulate more collagen growth. So some of you who say that you have loose skin or whatever the case, or you want your skin to be tighter, dry brush every single time in the shower, every time. See what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing, right? What's the best that could happen? You get tight skin. Would that be awesome? You want that? Then try it. All you have to do is stack on top of the habits. This is like the easiest way to add on positive habits, because you don't have, it's not like you're creating new time. It's not like you have to remember. There's nothing like that. You're just adding on to what you're already doing. Habit stacking. Get on that. All right, we're gonna end this now. Let's see, there's some quick questions. Lurpa says, I have hidradenitis super, I don't know, whatever that word is. Okay, are you able to work with the patient? I think that's, I don't know what, hidradenitis, I think that's like sweating. So, I mean, if you're just trying to say I sweat a lot, and I'm pretty sure that's what that is, yes, we can work with you. Say it in English though, that's not my specialty. I suck fat for a living. So I don't remember all the stuff I learned in school. It was like almost 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. Okay, Lerpa Major says C-section scars because of my stomach overlaps. We can absolutely help with that. Most of the patients have that issue. Ira, nice, thank you for answering in Spanish. Me gusta, gracias. I appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna end this now. Thank you so much. If you have other questions, leave them down there. I do check back and I'll answer questions for you, but I do appreciate you stopping by here. And now that you have the information, it's about taking action. If you want to change your life, you have to take action. The next step is getting your quick quote. That's where you get the pricing. Once you know it's good and you can work with it, next step is a formal consultation. Schedule the formal consultation. We can get you in quick. I work fast. Liposuction is all we do. This is why we get these results, because that's all I do. Get me in the zone and magic happens. I'll see you soon. Thank you for stopping by.